I have really no information regarding Annie Linden, aside from the fact she wrote today's subject, the 1896 Gold, a Dutch Indian story, and then a few anecdotes from around the same time. A certain Annie Linden published 6 stories in the Pall Mall magazine between 1898 and 1901. The 1904 A Woman of Sentiment seems also to have been written by her due to the Dutch connection. Concerning this novel, the press of New Zealand said the story makes painful reading due to being an unpleasant and unhappy tale of a wife emulating the bad habits of a worthless husband in order to not lose him. Our novel starts in Amsterdam, focusing on old Van Riemskerk, a melancholy old gentleman who loves his son all the more for the resemblance to his mother, his wife of a year, who died more than 20 years ago in the Dutch Indies, and whose memory he holds sacred. When a cousin tending the family business in the Indies dies, the father is tempted to return, especially since he's very eager to find some books he needs to finish his life's work, but the doctor positively forbids him to go, and so with great sorrow, he has to send his son Jan. Jan Van Riemskerk has wanted to go on an adventure for a while, but would not leave his sick father. On the way to the Indies, Jan has a chance encounter with a woman in Italy, who is on the same ship, and of course the pair fall in love, but don't want to tell each other, as Marie goes to teach her uncle's children in the Indies. Said uncle is a lecher who beat the native mother of his children and sent her home to die, and wants to marry his own niece if she will not marry any of his friends. Meanwhile, Jan finds an old document at the office, a song written by an Olam, King of Moa, who was sold as a slave to the Europeans. The document mentions a mountain of gold in his old homeland, curses, vengeful spirits, doom and destruction. Jan immediately sets off for Moa, hoping to have a fortune with which to marry Marie. He convinces his friend from school, Henk, to come along. Henk is an openly sarcastic man who mocks his friend's foolish obsession the whole time, hoping Jan will come to his senses. The pair make it to the Kingdom of Moa, or what is left of it, as its ancestral heartland had fallen to the warlord and to the evil spirits of the mountain. The drunk king with a massive hangover sends Jan to some tombs he wishes to see, and along the way Jan is nearly killed by the king's brother. Simply put, the King of Moa also wants to marry his niece, the young Wentich, who, however, wishes to seduce Jan and follows him on his journey, which is why the king's brother wanted to kill him, but the king wanted his brother dead too, so Jan killing him isn't an issue. Eventually Jan finally makes it to the 5 mountains of Olam's Tail, making his way across a steaming river with a feverish Javanese servant whose death leaves him rowing alone and mad with fright and loneliness as he drives his boat across the seething waters. Meanwhile, Marie must go to her only friends, Serge and Vera, as she can no longer live at her uncle's house, and so decides to go find Jan. The end of the novel, with Jan's wandering through the jungle amid what may be real abandoned mines, ancient Portuguese forts and dead villages, or what may be hallucination, just as the spectre that follows him around, along with the dead body of Wentich, reminds me of Bernardes' The Other Side of the Mountain. The only negative is that the story is wholly focused on getting to the mysterious mountain, but we never really get there outside of Jan's delirium. Still, there is much mystery, terror and fantasy about.